Yep. Good morning, everyone. Yesterday we discussed about some string functions. So JavaScript string handling functions. In that char at char code at we have substring. What is it? Substring and another one sub str and slice. These options we learn. So these are basic string handling related functions, and some examples we saw on that, how to use them. Now, another important, now in this, so many are there. So we have string handling functions. We have like starts with. We have like ends with. So let's see these two, how to use them. These yesterday we discussed. So now two are there, starts with and ends with. It's nothing but starts with, ends with is returns true if a string starts with specified characters. That means one character or multiple. Similarly, it returns true. That means it's a Boolean type. True or false. It returns true if a string ends with specified characters. That is actually start with and ends with. So when there is a string, we can verify whether it is starting with, ending with specified character or not. For example, let's see one simple example for that. So let's take a example here. So that is, Now in this string, let's create one string. Let's emit, it is there. Yeah. Now here we will put some string demo. And let's add here a data list and data term. Here we define some credit card, something like this. So data definition input type is equal to text. We will put some link relation style sheet and href. We will use Bootstrap. So node modules, Bootstrap, dist CSS, bootstrap.css. Now here we have to put a span here, span. Yeah. Instead of span, I will use an image. So image is there, text box is there, ID is txt card, class form control, and image width is 30, height 20. Okay, and this image also have an ID, suppose pic. Okay, that is card and pic, card. Okay, right. So this we will put a class input group. Already we know what is input group. This is here asking for card number. So this is card. Because we are using Bootstrap, class we give container fluid. And here I put here suppose payment details. Okay, now this is card here, and here height I given as 40. Okay, that will we will do one thing. For this, we will put a class. This class is input group text. It will apply like this, input group text. Fine. So here the width is some 100. That will be okay, right? 80 is enough. Fine. Now here user have to enter card number. So when user is entering the card number, I will just put some logic. So let's add some pictures here. We will open File Explorer, and in my computer I have some images. I will copy some images. Public images folder. I have these images like visa. That is one image. And some another master is another image. I will copy these two into the project folder. Here we have public images. In that we will paste those two files. So this is visa and master. These two are PNG files, PNG file. Now what should happen here? Simple. We are writing a logic. When user is typing the card number, that means on key up. On key up, we will give verify card. Okay. Let's write a script here. Script. The function verify card. That means for every character it will verify. First collect what number they are entering. So card number. How to collect? From the text box. Document get element by ID txt card dot value. Okay. If card number dot starts with, if it is starting with some 444, that is the prefix, then what should happen? Then we will access picture also, where pic is equal to document get element by ID pic. That is the image we have. What should happen? Pic dot src is equal to, it should display dot dot slash public slash images slash master dot png. That is the picture. Else what should happen here? Else, suppose we have another condition. Another condition is else if I am writing. Another condition, if a card number dot starts with, if it is starting with 555 something, then we will put pic dot src is equal to public slash images slash visa dot png. Otherwise, that means it's not starting with 44 or 55. We will put here simple pic dot src is empty, and pic dot alt, you know, alternate text will be there. Alt is equal to, I'll say invalid. That message should come. So now let's see here, when we are typing card number, if I am starting the card number with 44, it says MasterCard. And if my card number is starting with 55, then it says Visa. If it is starting with something else, it says invalid. That means if the card number start with 55, that is Visa. If the card number is starting with 4444444, then it is Master. We can verify whether it is starting with specific character or not. For that, what we have to do, we need to use starts with. So based on that, we can display different, we can handle different logics. Similarly, we can handle ends with. For example, I'm creating another term. So your Gmail. So I'm giving your Gmail and data definition. So input type is equal to. So I will just give text ID as email. ID as email or simply txt email. Okay. Now class as form control. And we ask them to enter Gmail. Anything others not allowed. Only Gmail is allowed. Others are not allowed. So for example, or I am giving here Outlook. That means only Outlook is allowed. Others are not allowed. Right? So we need to verify whether it is belonging to that specific or not. How? That means Outlook means it ends with outlook.com. Then what we do? Here we will simply put so on key up or we will use on blur. Verify what? Email. And below we will put a data definition. So that will have an ID, email error. Okay. And we will put a class text danger. That is the color. So we will write the logic function. What is the function? Function is verify email. Verify email. Here we are defining if email, that means first we will collect email, is equal to document get element by ID txt email dot value. Whatever entered in the text box. And if one more, that is email error, document get element by ID email error. That is another data definition. So if email dot ends with, if email ends with, so outlook.com. If ends with outlook.com, email error dot inner HTML, because it is a data definition, empty. Otherwise, if it is not ending with outlook.com, email error dot inner HTML, it should display. So invalid email, only Outlook account allowed. So this message we will type. Only the Outlook account is allowed. Now we will see here your Outlook account. You have to type here credit card, that is working fine. Outlook account you have to verify. Outlook account I am typing here. So that is some name at gmail.com. It's not allowed. So you have to use only one. What is it? Outlook.com. Now it is okay. Anything other than Outlook is not allowed. Some entered gmail.com, not allowed. Only Outlook is allowed. Outlook.com, it is allowed. That is what actually verifying whether it is starting with or it is ending with. So it returns Boolean value. That is the reason we have to use if condition. If it is satisfied, it will start with. If it is not satisfied, then it will be false. Based on that, we can handle the logic. So syntactically, how we write? We will just use so any string dot what starts with some characters. So if it is starting with the characters, then it will return true or false. That is actual. And this is an example for that. This is an example. Let's copy and put this example. This is example. This is for verifying. It is for verifying whether the card is starting with 44 or 55. And this is to verify, is it ending with outlook.com or not. That is actually starts with and ends with. We have another important in the string functions. We have index of. We have last index of. Index of, last index of. Actually, what is index of is nothing but it returns the index number of character in string. That means you tell a character at which position it is present, it will return. What is caret? Caret, you tell index number, it will return character. Here you tell the character, it will return the index. So what is point here is, if character is not available in string. If character is not available in string, it returns -1. That means index of is used to verify whether the character is available or not. If you want to search for any character or any word in a sentence, then you can use index of. Then here last index of is nothing but actually index of it finds and returns first occurrence. It finds and returns first occurrence. Last index of it finds and returns last occurrence. That means, for example, suppose I am using syntactically here. So where I am saying message, here message is equal to welcome. That is the message. Now what we have done here is msg dot index of e. That means where is e? Then it will return the result as 1. But e is present at the end also. So we have to use last index of e. Then it will return as 6. It will display there. That means last occurrence. Now suppose in middle also somewhere there, then we have to use a looping statements that we will see in next level. We can verify every character and check that. Usually index of to return the first occurrence, last index of is to verify the last. What is the point is you can verify whether a character is present or not. Simply suppose in this example only, when user is not using at the net, now it is not showing any error because it is verifying just is it ending with Outlook or not. So to verify whether it is at the net or not, we can do another one here. What we will do is here we will write a simple logic. One more option here. It is verifying ending with. Suppose I am writing if email dot index of at the net is equal to -1, means what? At the net is not there. If it is -1, then what we have to do? Email error dot inner HTML. It should display invalid email. Otherwise, it should display empty. That means, so we are not using any else. We are using only this. Now you can see -1 means it is not there. At the net is not there. So here we are typing Outlook. So some name outlook.com. So name outlook.com. Then it says invalid email. And if I enter at the net, then it is fine. So if at the net is not entered, then it says invalid email. So it should verify that at the net is entered and you entered some gmail.com. Then it says invalid email, only Outlook account allowed. It is verifying both of them. At the net is there or not? Is it ending with outlook.com or not? It will do. For that we have the options like index of and last. Last index of we will see in other examples, various ways we can do. That is the difference actually, index and last index. Technically, to verify whether a character is present or not, we have to use index of and last index. What is difference between caret and index of? Caret returns the character, index of returns the index number, right? Yeah. Next, important in the string functions. So we have a string function that is called, another string function is match. Match is nothing but it is used to verify string by matching against a regular expression against a regular expression. It is used to verify string by matching against a regular expression. Already we learned how to write regular expression. But here important, so it returns true. It returns true if expression is matching with value. With value is matching with expression, right? If value is matching with expression. If value is matching with expression, it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. So regular expression, you know, for various validations. Suppose, so we asked here password. We will see one more option here. Suppose I am creating a data term, say password. And here we have a data definition, input type is equal to password and ID as txt pwd, that is password. Class as form control. And below that data definition, ID as pwd error, password error. Class later we will apply. Okay, see here, I am using password. Password must be 4 to 15 characters with at least one uppercase letter. If it is not, then it should show invalid. That means we have to verify whether it is 4 to 15 characters and whether it is having an uppercase letter. Then how do we do that? So how we can manage that? Let's see. Here we are verifying. When we will verify on key up, verify password. That means while typing, we will verify the password. So what we are verifying is we should verify against a pattern, right? Then what we are doing, we are writing another function. What is it? Verify password. Okay, first collect the password. So document dot get element by ID txt pwd dot value, and we will collect pwd error. Document get element by ID pwd error. That is a data definition, and we have to write regular expression. Generally, When you write regular expression in a text box, we will put in a double quote. Pattern is equal to double quote. Here in JavaScript, when you're writing regular expression, you have to put in double slash. We have to put in double slash, not in quotes. When you are writing for text box, pattern is equal to in double quotes. When you are using regular expression, we have to use double slash. In that, I am writing here pattern question mark equal dot star square base a hyphen z. Already we discussed, this is at least one uppercase letter. Slash W means alphabets and numbers with underscore, and 4, 15. 4 to 15, that is the pattern. Now the password you entered should match with this pattern. Then what we will do, if password dot match, is it matching with whom? Regular expression, then it returns true. If it is returning true, then we will put an option here, password error dot inner HTML. We will say strong password. We will put strong password. Okay. Now else, that means it is not matching. If it is not matching, one more condition I will write. The condition is if password dot length is less than 4, that means it is not matching even minimum 4 characters. That means it is not having an uppercase letter and it is not having minimum 4, because we are asking minimum 4. If it is less than 4, then password error dot inner HTML should be poor password. Poor password it should display. Else what should happen? If it is not less than 4 means greater than 4. Greater than 4 but not having uppercase letter. Then what will be password error? Password error inner HTML. It will be weak password. That is how we want to display. And of course, we can put colors. So for example, you can put colors. Color red, green, all. You can use contextual also. For example, if it is strong password, then password error, to that we want to apply a CSS class. Then we will use dot class name. Class name is equal to which class? Text success class. Because we are using Bootstrap, ready-made, that class is available. Now similarly, if it is less than 4 characters, what should happen? Password error dot class name. What should be the class name? Text danger. Otherwise, what should be the password here? Password error dot class name. Class name should be text warning. Like this we want to display. Now this is a logic for verifying the pattern. Now I am typing here something. I am clicking and typing the password. Then it says, so it is saying poor password. Because minimum how many characters? 4. I will enter minimum 4 characters. It is weak password. I am typing, still it is weak password. Why? Because in my password, there is no uppercase letter. There is no uppercase letter, so it is showing weak password. I will put one uppercase letter anywhere, then it should turn into strong password. Some problem, parenthesis not ended. Parenthesis should end here. This will be like this. Yeah, now type here. That is, this is poor password. This is weak password. And you can see still uppercase letter not there. We will put one uppercase and it is strong. If that uppercase letter is not there, then it is a weak password. If it is less than 4 characters, then it is poor password. We can just verify and display. So, and 1, 2, 3, still not any uppercase letter, then it is strong. So that is how we verify. That's what actually we discussed. That in JavaScript, you will learn how to verify the patterns. That means while typing, we can show. We can show password strength. You learned meter progress. We can put the meter and progress bars here. We already learned meter and progress bars. If it is strong password, it is weak password, meters we can display. For example, if I want to show in a meter, so then what I can do here is below this, we will put a data definition and we will put a meter. Meter is having ID as meter, just minimum is equal to 1 and maximum is equal to 100. Actually, we have a meter below it. So we will put a class as some W100. Width 100 will be there. And here we have form control. Form control is the class. It will display like this. That is the meter. Now what happens is when I am typing the password. So let's keep this meter above this error message. Yeah. Now what happens is when I am typing, ID is meter. Now here 3 times I need to change the meter. When strong password, meter is having 1. Weak password, another. And if it is poor password, another. So what we have to do is, already we learned, we have to follow dry principle. That means don't repeat yourself. You should not rewrite the code. Then what you do is, inside this function, inside the function, you can write another function. This function contains set meter value. Set meter value. This is the function. Now this function is going to collect 3 values. One is min, another one is max, another one is value. Now what we will do here is we will access document.getElementById meter. Meter.min. Already we have to use several times, so we will collect here itself. Where meter is equal to document.getElementById. What is it? Meter. So here I will say meter.min is equal to whatever the min you pass. That means that min. Okay. Meter.max is equal to max. Meter.value is equal to value. That means now what happens here is, when password is strong, we have to collect this function. That means we have to collect the function here. What is the function? Set meter value. It is expecting 3 values, minimum, maximum, value. Minimum is 1, maximum is 100, value also 100, because it is success. If it is poor, what should happen? Set meter value. Minimum 1, maximum 100, then we will keep 20. That is for poor. We will use another one. Set meter value. What is the meter value? Any smell is coming here? There? Fine. Set meter value. Here we will keep meter value 1, 100, and week means I will give 60. Okay, that is done. Fine. Now you can see why we return that function. If you don't write the function, these 3 lines you have to write again and again. Instead of writing these 3 lines again and again, we are just using them here, right? Now you can see when you are typing here, password when you are typing here, then it says poor password. Oh, form control is not there. Actually, this form control is changing its appearance. Okay, right. Height we will give meter height. Let's keep style. Okay, and what is it? Meter height as, because form control is only for home, text boxes, check boxes and others. So I will give that one. Okay, fine. Now I am typing here and it shows that poor password. And I am typing minimum 4 characters, then it is weak password. And if I am typing some uppercase letter, then it is strong password. We can show in Meet. Obviously, you remembered, we learned about color also. We can put red color, yellow color, and green color by using low and high. Meter have low and high. In HTML, we learned. That is how we can apply the effects and define. This is one example of working with what? Match. That means how we can verify by using a pattern. String is verified by using pattern, by using this match method. So for that, you need this simple example. I will copy that. Here we are writing the code for password. And one more note I will give here. Regular expression in JavaScript is defined by using / double slash. All right. So syntactically, where regular expression is equal to // suppose slash plus 91 and /d, right? And how many digits? 10. Like this we define. And verifying we have to do by using a match method. That means what we have to do, where mobile is equal to 98765432110, 10-digit number. How to verify? If mobile dot match with what? Regular expression. If mobile is matching with regular expression, then it is true. Otherwise, it is false. That is the match method we have to use. This is an example for that. I will copy this example. Verifying password and verifying email and verifying card. Everything is present at one place. That is match, how we can use the match. Colors, if you want to change, you can change colors also. For example, you see the same one here. Because if you want to change the color, you need another one. What is it? Low and high. Meter have a low and high to change the color. And meter dot low is equal to low. And meter dot high is equal to high. Actually, if it is strong password, maximum 100, low 0, high 0. If it is poor password, value also 100. But what happens? Low is 60 and high is 80. That means less gap between low and high. And we have warning, then it is 100. So the low is, here we are defining the low is 40 and high is 80. Means we have more gap. These already we learned in HTML. That's the reason I told you many people are excited about JavaScript, right? Because when we start HTML, they will ask regularly, sir, when you will start JavaScript? As if he is genius in HTML. When you will start JavaScript? When we start JavaScript, he will be 0, blank. He will be just opening the mouth and watching what is happening. Because without any proper knowledge of HTML, you can't do anything in JavaScript. Nothing, zero. JavaScript will not teach you what is meter, what are meter attributes, how they are used. These all JavaScript. So for that, you need to have perfect knowledge on HTML, right? You have a lot of excitement in learning advanced, but without basics, you can't, right? That is the reason you have to have good knowledge of HTML for dealing with JavaScript. JavaScript is not a new thing. It is just managing your HTML dynamically. So you have to be very perfect in your HTML attributes, options, what you learned for every element, right? Then only you can try this, because in class, I can give you 2-3 examples on different topic. But in interviews, when you go, the same concept they ask in a different way. Then you have to implement in what they are asking. That is the reason what you practice exactly the same they will not give, right? But concept is same, but the presentation will be different. Then you have to explore by yourself and do it, right? So now see here, the colors I defined. I am entering poor password. It is red color now. Minimum 4 characters, then weak password. At least one uppercase letter, then strong password. This time we are changing colors. For that, you need that low and high value also to define. Low and high value to define if you want to change the color. So same logic, this function is changing. I will give you here. So I will copy that function, and here I will give you that example. That is another example. This is for with low and high in meter. That is only one function. In this function, you have to just add 2 more things. One is low and high. Rest of your code is same. Everything will be similar. These are string functions. Another string function is what? Match. Match is a string function. Next important, in another string we have as split, and split is one function and trim is another function. These are commonly used functions, the split and trim functions. Actually, split is nothing but it splits the string into an array. It splits the string into an array. So by using any specified delimiter. Delimiter is nothing but separator. By using any specified delimiter means separator. So by using any separator, it can show it. That is what actually split is. Trim is nothing but actually it removes the leading spaces in a string. That is important. Leading spaces means leading spaces are nothing but space before and after string. And after string. It is before and after string, not it is before and after string, not anywhere inside string. So only leading spaces it will be. That is also important. For example, see here, suppose split and trim, how they work. Let's create another page. Split.html. Okay. Suppose here we are having a simple page with some data list. Data term is user ID. So here I am using data definition. Input type is equal to text. And data definition ID as LBL user. Or you say user error, user error. Okay, and ID is user ID. Okay, now I am writing here on key up. On key up means for every character when we are typing every character. Verify user ID, that is script. Let's write a function here, script function verify user ID, right? Now, actually we have user ID is equal to, it should match with something. So directly we will give one where user ID is equal to document dot get element by ID user ID dot value. I am writing another one, user error document get element by ID user error. That is data definition. Condition, if user ID is matching with John underscore NIT, then user error. So here dot inner HTML, it should say user verified. That message should come. Otherwise, it should display user error dot inner HTML. Error dot inner HTML. It should say invalid user ID. Invalid user ID. That is what it should show. So what is the user ID? John NIT. So we will run this here and we are typing here as, so John underscore NIT. It's saying invalid. But it is correct only. It is correct only, not correct, because I have a space before that J. That also matters. That means accidentally some space is there before or after. And in that case, it will verify that also. So suppose I will give here, so not on key up, so that we will wait blur. Okay. Now you see I am typing, so John underscore, so NIT, and you see it says invalid. Because after that T, I accidentally have a space. Before there can be space, after there can be space, it is invalid. That means these leading spaces are very common, but they should be deleted before verifying. That means even an extra space is given before after string, it should delete them. Then what we do is simple. Before verifying with John NIT, whatever you entered in text box, that must be trimmed. We should trim it. That means unnecessary spaces are deleted. In that case, now you see here, I am typing, so space, and I say John underscore what NIT. It is verified. There is no problem. Even there is a space, it says user verified. It will not delete that space. Deleting space is another logic. Here we are just, what we are deleting, not deleting the space in text box, deleting the space before verifying. Understood? We are not deleting the text box space. What we are deleting, the space entered in the text box, it is stored in a variable. Variable have leading spaces. Those spaces we are deleting. Even there is a space in text box, we will delete that space and we will verify. That is what actually trim is. Trim is used for this purpose, actually to remove unnecessary spaces that come outside. Not spaces in between. Spaces should be before the string or the after the string, that is. Another is split, but for that split you need to learn arrays. because some functions without knowing other combinations, you cannot try them. So you need to know about how to use arrays. But overview I will give you later. When you learn arrays, we can try them. For example, see here. Suppose we are configuring so a option. So this is right splitter. This is like split. This is like trim. Okay, here I am writing a simple script, and in the script we have a var. So that is details. Details is nothing but here we are having John and his details. That means John and some option I will give, some mobile number like this. That is mobile number, something I entered. Another comma, another user is David and his mobile number. That is another mobile number. Now what happens is, this is a string. It is separated with hyphens. It is separated with commas. Now I want to separate it comma, two users, username and his mobile numbers. This type of comma separated contents are called CSV. CSV is comma separated. Actually, CSV is a very popular format used for mobile providers and all. If you see Airtel, Vodafone or Idea, something, anybody's mobile details will be in CSV format only. CSV format. That means actually we have MS Excel, right? In MS Excel, they maintain all the mobile numbers, names and details all. And when they save this, you can see it saves in a format called CSV. It saves in a format called CSV, comma delimited. Comma delimited. That means comma separated. CSV. It is very popular. When you go to a lot of interviews, they will ask that I have some data in CSV form, how to read and present. Majorities, because generally these days lightweight data, simple data is maintained in a CSV form. Even I hope you know, you have your mobile contacts, you export mobile contacts. What extension will come? CSV only, na? Right? You know, you export the mobile contacts. When you export mobile contacts to import in some other file, that will be CSV. In Gmail also, CSV format will be there. Right? So that is a very common format, comma separated, because it is simple data. Now, how to separate this? Actually, we have to use a simple technique. Actually, see, where how many details we are expecting? Two people details. One is John, another one David. We have to write in a square brace equal to details. Details dot split. Split at which character? Use a single quote. By using single quote, comma. It can be comma, it can be space, anything. Now what happens is, in the details, wherever comma comes, it will separate, and first value it will store in first variable, second value it will store in second variable. How many values are there? You can store in so many different variables. Now you can print whose details you want. Document.write. Document.write. Suppose I said John details. So here just what we have to do, we have to access John variable. That's it. Now it is going to print the John details and display. Right? That means it can separate. It can separate into two or three depending on how many. Suppose I want another, here is John details and say, so BR. So, and here we have David details. Then here we have another option as the David. It is going to print both John and David details. So this is split. When a lengthy string comes, you can split, separate, and you can store in individual references. Actually, this is a new technique of collecting the data and storing in a variable. It is not there earlier. This technique is called destructuring. It is called destructuring. Destructuring. So this is very new technique in JavaScript. By using this technique, whatever separate data you collected, you can store in individual references. Individual references. I will tell you old technique how people have to do. I will show that. This is the new technique I showed you. This is another example. This is for what? Split. This is for split. What is the new technique? This is the new technique, destructuring. Old technique is very lengthy actually. Old technique is nothing but what we have to do is, so details. Now what we do details dot what? Split. Split which character? Comma. Then it will return an array. That means we have to store that in array. Where? That is result. Result is equal to array. Now we have to declare two variables. One is John is equal to result is an array. In that array 0 is John. That is another David. The result is 1. 1 is David. This is lengthy old technique. We don't do this anymore. And this is how generally people do even today who are not updated with JavaScript Advanced. That means JavaScript Advanced, we have destructuring. We can simply destructure an array and you can configure it. Now this is also same. Document.write, whose details you want? John. Then it will print the John detail and display. So same concept, but this is lengthy process. Whose details you want? Another detail is David, and it will get that and display those details. Or you can directly print result of 0, result of 1. But this is old. This is not new. This is example split. So new technique. So, and this is another example, same. This is legacy type. That is an old type of technique of writing, splitting the options and using them. So these is the string functions. These are all the string functions important. These are all the string functions you have to know. Once you know these string functions, some more are there, few. Those you will learn later, because for that you need to know other techniques. Then you can understand. But these are so many string functions you have learned. What are the string functions? Char at, char codec, substring, substr, slice, starts with, ends with, index of, last index of, match. We have split. Yeah, we have split, we have trim. So these are all the important string functions. Now once we know, that means we know just two data types up to now. One is number type, another one string type. Next important, after that, now in JavaScript data types, we have to know another is Boolean type. Actually Boolean type stores. So true or false. True or false. What is the purpose of Boolean type? Booleans will store true or false. What is the purpose of Boolean type? What is the purpose of Boolean type? Purpose. If I haven't given that true or false, stores true or false, you might have said Boolean is to true or false. What verifying? What we are verifying? That last person behind you. What you are doing? You are doing nothing. Then why you are sitting here? What you are doing, man? Message. Say go sit outside and chat. Go. Come on, sit outside and chat. Come back tomorrow after you finish. Your life will be chatting only. There is no future for you, people like you. Spend rest of your life in chatting. Right? Why money wasted here sitting? AC is coming correctly. AC is coming correctly. Right. What is the purpose? Actually, Boolean types are used for Booleans are used in decision making. That is the key point. Decision making is using Boolean. Decision making means everywhere, wherever I written if means it is decision making. Is it yes or no? Is it true or false? That means what is decision making? Decision making is saying whether to go left or whether to go right, whether to do this or do that. That is decision making. On true, you are printing something. On false, you are printing something else. That means you are taking a decision. Right? So Boolean types are used in decision making. So in computer programming, decision making is handled by using Booleans. And usually decision making requires statements. Decision making statements will be there. Those I will tell you. Decision making statements will be what are those statements means? Simply we have if, we have else, we have switch, we have case. These are decision making statements. Statements we will separately learn. After variables we will discuss about that. So decision making is done by using Booleans. So the purpose of Boolean is decision making everywhere. How? Already we saw so many. But important is actually JavaScript Boolean type can store true or false. Can store true or false keywords. It can store true or false keywords. That means not a string type. They are just only keywords. Understood? You should not put in double quotes. Directly true or false words you have to use. So if you put in double quote, it becomes a string. So true or false. But important is JavaScript Boolean type can verify using 1 or 0. They can verify using 1 or 0. So where 1 is equal to true and 0 is equal to false. Right. This I told you, if you remembered, when we discussed about HTML table border, I told you border will have only 0, 1, not border size, because that is border true or false. Right. That means Boolean type can verify by using 0, 1. That is not great every time, because we will have conflict with numbers later. But that is okay. We can handle with 0 and 1. That means, for example, I defined here, so where x equal to true, you can verify if x equal to 1. This is also valid. You can verify if x equal to true. This is also valid. You can verify with 1 or 0 Boolean types. So Boolean representation will be it true or false keywords. Comparison can be done with true or false or 0 or 1. Right? And the main purpose is decision making. We will see a big example for that. How decision making happens in that we will see. First important is see how it works. Suppose I said where x equal to true. If x equal to 1, that means now I will say document dot write x is true. Otherwise, we will say document dot write x is false. You can see it is comparing with 1, it is verifying. That means the Boolean is not stored. Remember, don't use 1 or 0 to store. Then it becomes number type. Use 1 or 0 not for storing Boolean, only for verifying Boolean. Only for verifying Boolean, not for storing Boolean. If you store 1, then it becomes numeric number. It is not Boolean. You have to store Boolean. You can verify using number. That is the reason. See, if I put false here now, false, and it will say x is false. It can easily verify and compare. That is the reason in some interviews, they will give like this. That means, for example, they give like this. Means some questions will be like this. True plus true is equal to what? True plus true. It result is 2. Because it is true is numeric 1. Suppose if it is true plus false, what will happen? It will be 1. 1. Suppose if I say true plus 10, what will be the result? What will be the result? 11 only. Right? If I say true plus suppose A, what will be the result? A is a string there. It will be true A. Because this true is concatenated with a string. Na? Anything you concatenate with a string is string. Anything you concatenate with a string is string. That means it will be true A. So that's the reason. Actually, question looks very simple. At MNC level, these kind of questions are asked. At MNC level JavaScript interviews, they ask these kind of questions. So it looks very simple. We think that these simple questions they are asking true or false, but you will go wrong every time. Questions will be very simple, but result will is different. What you expect is not there. It's different. That is very important. Suppose if it is true, so as suppose true minus 10, what will be the result? Minus 9. That's how it returns. Suppose if I say true minus A. What will be the result? Minus is what? Subtraction. Huh? What is the purpose of subtraction operator? Now I am asking, what is the purpose of subtraction operator? What is the purpose of subtraction operator? Subtraction to subtract. Huh? What is the purpose of subtraction operator? Subtraction operator, subtraction is used for finding the difference between two numbers. Subtraction is used to find the difference between two numbers. That means you are writing 10 minus 5 means what? You are finding the difference between 10 and 5. Not subtracting 5. Because in schools, they teach out of 10, remove 5. That is the reason your brains are still like, I have to remove 5. Subtraction means your brain is removing. It is not removing, it is finding how much difference between them. Subtraction is not removing, not subtracting. It is finding difference. Right? Can you find difference between a boolean and a string? You cannot find the difference between a boolean and string. It's not possible. For example, see now, here document.write. I say true minus A. I am writing like this. It is not possible to find difference between them. If it is not possible to find difference, it says not a number. Because you can find difference only for numbers. Not even string difference. Right? It is only for numbers and it says not a number. Right? That is depending on what values. That is, it returns what? NaN. Suppose if it is true asterisk A. Asterisk means multiplication. What is the purpose of multiplication? Multiplication for multiplier. Addition for add. Multiplication is to return the product of number. Product means producing by so many. Product is producing by so many. Producing by 2, producing by 4. That is product. Right? Can you produce true with A? No. Then this also will be NaN. Only for plus only it returns string. All other operators it will be NaN. If you are dealing with a string, right? These operations are important because these kind of contrast questions are asked. So that means they give a syntax and they will ask. So mostly by this weekend, I will conduct one test for you. Up to the topics we have learned. Okay. So that you will get a clarity what kind of questions are asked. Right? So you can try. We will conduct one test mostly. I will not tell the date because on that date nobody will come. Right. I will see on which date people are large in number. On that date I will conduct. Right. So the point here is you need to get used to all consequences. Otherwise, issues will come. I told you now, practically design is important for UI developers. But design, before going to design test, first you have to pass the exam. And in that exam, these kind of questions only will come. That means you are very good in designing, but directly they don't test you in design. They will first filter people with a theoretical test. These kind of questions they will ask. After that, who qualified in this, they will conduct practical test. That's the reason, even if you are practically very perfect, you must know these kind of questions, how to handle. That is important to crack the interviews. So Boolean is having a lot of consequences. Now, very important is Boolean with number, Boolean with string, and Boolean with Boolean. What kind of results it can return. We will put this in one example now. We will design one example with Boolean types and we will see radios, checkboxes. These are mostly used with Boolean, checked true or false. We will create one large example and we will see how to work. That we will see tomorrow. Right, in tomorrow entire session, we will design one small project, like a small application like for handling these Boolean types. Okay, tomorrow we'll continue. Right.